I basically bamboozled you. I brought you here today just to tell the world how terrible I am at jiu-jitsu. What's up, man? Thank you for being here, bro.
No, man. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, we've been trying to do this for a couple of weeks, and you've been busy. Yeah, congrats on the new gig.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Yeah,
You want to make that announcement you was talking about earlier? You got to keep that on the wraps for now.
Nah, I mean, we can talk. Are you talking about the sponsorship? Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. So we can talk about it. You know, I already got clarification from Joey. So, but yeah, man, Supreme Nutrition in Rock Hill. I went ahead and became really close with the guys in there. Ty, Billy, Sam. You know, they're all really good.
Yep.
In terms of helping you and your supplements and what you actually and need. You know what I mean? And with me doing jiu-jitsu and competing a lot, that's my goal for 2026 is compete as many times as I possibly can. And finish the year out with a bunch of medals across my arms, you know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, man. Yeah, man. So I talked to Ty and I wanted to go ahead and help push more of their knowledge to other people. I want to help more people because, you know, that's kind of my goal at the end of all this is I want to help as many people as I can get into fitness and get into jiu-jitsu and just bring the community together in a sense of health and wellness. And help people realize it's not that hard. And the way you start with that is really supplements, right? So that's why I believe so hard in Supreme. And I talked to Ty, man, the owner, and he went ahead and he said he's down to go ahead and make some rash guards and let me represent them when I'm competing. And, you know, in turn, just got to represent and make some posts every once in a while, you know what I mean?
Bro, and represent you do very well.
Yeah, man, I try.
Fireman's carry, huh? You try, hey. We was rolling. We're both at Carolina Family Jiu-Jitsu.
Yep.
Shout out to Coach Joey and the whole family.
Team, baby.
Yeah, man. We was doing situationals, I believe. And this man tried to put me in the fireman's carry, man. He tried to take me on the ride. But you put that into action for real, like recently, right?
No,
Can you tell the folks about that?
Yeah,
process?
So, man, when you and I were rolling, I expected you to sprawl. But typically, somebody, you know, will sprawl, but I think I caught you so off guard.
You did.
I ended up drilling my forehead into your kneecap.
I felt so bad, bro.
No, it's not your fault. That was 100% my fault, man. I wanted to tell you that night, but you know, it is what it is. But anyway, so this past weekend, man, I had a little tournament, Fuji. You know, it's first time I've ever done a Fuji tournament, but yeah, man, I signed up for the advanced bracket gi. They had 2 purple belts in my bracket, and then the rest were white. And then same thing for no gi. And then whenever I got there, I checked my bracket again, and it changed. Like everything got switched up. So. Okay. I went in at the 210 and under weight class, and they ended up putting me in at the 195 and under. Yeah.
So that's bad news for somebody.
Yeah, exactly, man. So, you know, Joey said it the other night at class. I kind of went into that tournament with a chip on my shoulder just because my end goal is I want to be one of the best. You know what I mean? Like, so if I want to be one of the best, I feel like I got to train and compete like I'm the best.
Yeah, at the high level.
I mean? Yeah. And even though the Fuji tournament, that's a very low level tournament. You know what I mean? That's a good tournament to get your feet wet. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to go in there and really take what I've been learning and what I've been teaching my guys and really try to go ahead and apply it. You know what I mean? So the last tournament I did, not the Fuji, but the one before that, was in November. And I went into that tournament not having really any expectations at all. I just wanted to have fun, just kind of get a feel for it, see where my gaps were, see where I needed to work on things. And after going back and watching the videos of that first tournament in November, it gave me a bug of like, oh, I could have did that. I could have did that or whatever. So this Fuji tournament went ahead and turned into more of that. Like, I'm going to go in here and take what I saw I did wrong in the Naga tournament in November and fix it in this one. And one of the things I wanted to fix was my pace and my aggression. Like, I wanted to be the one to go ahead and be first. And instead of the Naga tournament, I was thinking in my head, I'm going to try to conserve myself as much as I can. Because, you know, I had 2 divisions. I was guaranteed at least 2 matches each division. That was my second ever tournament in jiu-jitsu. The first tournament I ever did a couple years ago, I went full wrestler mode and like, dude, I was hitting blast doubles. By the time I hit minute 3 of my first fight, I was toast.
Exhausted.
I was toast.
I'm exhausted over here thinking about it.
I was toast, man. So, and that adrenaline dump, and it taught me a lot, right? So this last tournament, man, I was just like, you know what? I'm going to go in here and I'm just going to smash whoever they put in front of me. Like, I'm just going to do it. And that's what I did, man. So, you know, I was really pumped up. Obviously, I went out, and as soon as I grabbed this kid, I could just feel like I got it. You know what I mean? And the fireman's carry, man, it's in the gi. To me, it's one of the safest takedowns that you can go ahead and hit. As a wrestler takedown, I guess you would say, right? Because you don't want to shoot a lot of crazy shots in a gi because you have grip, whatever. So in the fireman's carry, man, you get control of the collar.
Okay.
Especially if they have control of your collar. This is where it becomes real handy. Actually, Frank the Tank, I don't know if you ever met him. He's a brown belt that comes to Carolina Family, man. I
think I ran into him a couple of times. Does he typically go to no-gi? Or is he in gi?
No, he comes to gi a lot of times because he taught me this in gi. But anyway.
Hey, what up, bro? I'm looking forward to meeting you if I hadn't met you.
Shout out to Frank, man. He's the one that taught me this tank down. And ever since he taught me, it's been my bread and butter. So anyway, you get inside collar, and then you kind of load up like you're about to throw a 2. Like straight down the pipe, you know what I mean? But you grab that collar and you punch out, right? And when you do that, because if they have your collar right here and you go under their arm and grab their collar, when you punch out, it breaks this grip.
It's gonna break that,
Yeah, so then it frees that up. And then I'm just diving under and you're going right over the top of me.
Gone.
Yeah, and I like it, man, because you have you really have 3 different exit plans, right? So, like, first exit plan is what I did this weekend, and it was take them to flight school. Right? That's what I like to call it, man. Exit plan 2, dump them forward, right? Exit plan 3 is bail out and just reset, right? That's why, like I said, it's a safe takedown. But yeah, man, it's my bread and butter. Like, anybody that ever watches this that goes ahead and, you know, ever competes against me, they're probably going to be looking for it now. But nah, man, and I think it's one of the best takedowns you can teach somebody just starting out because there's really not a lot of risk behind it, I guess you could say, right? Like, at the end of the day, if you end up going ahead and not getting it, you can always bail out, back door, or just the way you came in. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But yeah, man. You know, I've been training with Joey for a long time, man, on and off for a little over 3 years now. And he went ahead and noticed that I have a really strong ability to lower my level and move forward.
Yes, you do.
You know what I mean? Like that's and keep those angles, hitting those angles, and that's what's really big. And that's jiu-jitsu, man. It's a game of angles. It really is. You know what I mean? Like same thing with wrestling. Like honestly, in fighting, like you're really trying to cut that angle to be able to go ahead and take the back or get to the outside, whatever. Same thing with when you're in a cage, trying to cut the cage off, or you know, I'm definitely more pedigreed in the wrestling and the jiu-jitsu game than I am the stand-up, but I would imagine it's pretty close to the same, right? Yeah. But at the end of the day, man, like, you know, Joey recognized that I was really good at creating separation, top pressure, and nonstop movement, right? And being able to control that movement, right? Because, like, the way I always break it down to people that are coming into jiu-jitsu or fresh, that have never done really anything like that before, is you have to go like 60%, 90% of the time. You know what I mean? Like, if you try to go 100% of the time, you're not gonna survive.
Absolutely. Real quick, I want to say thank you. Because, me and you was rolling one time. He's like, yo, why are you like just the whole time just, like you got to conserve your energy. Like you told me that, and that's what I was doing, bro.
I call it strong arming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because and it's normal. Like there's nothing, I don't want to say there's anything wrong with that. It's so normal for anybody that is just starting out or discovering their journey in jiu-jitsu. But as a guy who, I've wrestled since I was 6 on and off up until now. So I learned recently, within probably the last 2 years, what really flow rolling actually is.
I'm trying to get into it.
Man, it's
like with Miguel. Shout out to Miguel, bro. Like we be doing it sometimes. Miguel, after I get like one roll with him, I'll be like, can we just like flow?
Yeah,
I'll like work on some stuff.
No, for sure, man. And it's really important about the partner that you have because to me, flow rolling, everybody might have a different definition, but to me, flow rolling is letting each person is letting each other work and they're not letting the ego get in the way.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like if you and I are rolling or we're flowing, if I see that you go for a knee cut, even though I might be able to defend that knee cut or out strengthen that knee, whatever, I'm going to let you get that knee cut just so you can get the flow of what is coming next after that knee cut.
That's so important, dog.
Because at the end of the day, if you hit that knee cut, if we're rolling and you hit that knee cut, and then I immediately retake guard, now you're back to square one, and now you're reworking that knee cut.
Yeah,
or
really
reworking, breaking that guard. You're learning.
Well, as far as like the,
you know what I mean?
The branches of
exactly.
It, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And that's the key of what I really want to help people with, man, is like, and I think that's why Joey ended up letting me do the wrestling class, because he's seeing that I'm learning how to put my ego to the side. Yeah. You know what I mean? When I first started getting into this journey of jiu-jitsu and martial arts, one of the first gyms I went to was Jim O. Shout out Jeff up at Jim O, man. He was up in Gastonia, and there were a bunch of killers up in there, man. So I went to maybe 1 or 2 classes, right? I was gassed. I felt like I was so bad that the people I was working with, I was holding back. And I feel like that's
it's a terrible feeling. I felt that for sure.
I feel like that's one of the reasons why people end up not coming back, because they don't want to feel like they're holding somebody else back, and they don't want to feel silly, right? So I ended up moving. I went to Jim O at that time because I was living in Gastonia with my mom. This is right when I moved back after the military, and I ended up moving to Rock Hill, and I found Modern Warrior, and I went in there, met Keith, and I ended up meeting the brown belt, and honestly, his name is, I can't believe I'm forgetting your name right now, brother. I apologize, but I met him at LA Fitness, and he's the one that told me to come out. I was talking about how I have a wrestling background. No, man, it was a brown belt that he did the jiu-jitsu classes. I cannot believe I'm forgetting his name, and I honestly haven't talked to him in a while because he moved. He went to Greenville.
Is he like older or younger?
His name's a butt scooter on Instagram, man.
Yeah, keep going.
But anyway, long story short, man, he got me to come out to the Modern Warrior. Shout out Keith, man.
Yeah,
they're awesome out there. I love Modern Warrior. I always tell people, if you're trying to be a fighter, you want to get in the cage, Keith is the way to go, man. So, anyway, I went over there, man. And
Devin Graham.
What
up, D?
Yeah, what
DG?
up, D? Yeah, what up, D? I went ahead and went out to the first jiu-jitsu class, man, and I freaking was going balls to the wall. I was going crazy, just because the only experience I ever had was wrestling. And when Devin says we're going to go live or whatever, in my head, all I know is 100% like, let's go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like explosive.
How'd that work out?
Terrible, man. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, for anybody that's ever really getting into martial arts, try your best not to do that. Because I feel like and maybe this is just me being paranoid or whatever, but I feel like that puts a kind of a target on your back. You know what I mean? Because you're coming in and trying to bully all these other guys.
Yeah, it's like you didn't leave your ego at the door.
Exactly.
You brought it in with you.
I brought my ego in. Exactly, man. I had a chip on my shoulder because I was going through a lot of life stuff at the time too. So I want
to talk about that after. Go ahead.
No, for sure. Yeah, I'm open book, man. So like, shout out Devin for being real patient, man, and you know all the guys at the time, if they see this that were working with me at that time, like thank you for not hurt. They could have really hurt me, man. You know, I know they could have, but I was just being that guy that like comes in and just tries to muscle and be like that big bully. You know what I mean? Instead of trying to learn and like put my ego to the side. And after realizing there's other schools in the area other than Modern Warrior, I wanted to just try to see what else was out there, because it kind of goes back to what I was saying before, man. Like, I felt like I was also holding people back, and I was also getting my tail handed to me. So like, again, my ego, I think, made me want to try to find somewhere else that I might be able to learn a little bit better. You know what I mean? Because like I said, man, I went in there first and was trying to be like a bully. So then after every single time I went back in there, I felt like everybody was giving me the work because like I did that, you know, which is fine. That's cool. Like I 100% deserved it. I'm not like trying to take it away from anybody. Like I would probably have done this. I would do the same thing. You know what I mean? Like if this guy is thinking he's the stuff, and you know for a fact that you can work him, like
humble him.
Exactly, humble him. Yeah. Well, and exactly, it's a humility part of it, right? So that's when I ended up getting my own apartment. Me and my girl at the time, we broke up. That's one of the things I was going through at the time. That's why I had a chip on my shoulder. But anyway, I got my own apartment, and it was right here, actually, right down the street, man, right down by the gym, Carolina Family. I was less than half a mile from there. So I went into Joey, and Joey could tell, man, that I had an ego. You know what I mean? So Joey really paved the way for me in the world of jiu-jitsu, man.
How awesome,
you know what I mean?
Dude,
I'll tell you, man, he's the closest thing I have to a father figure in my life. You know what I mean? Like, I tell him that all the time. He's my coach, and he's also like a role model for me. You know what I mean? He's a role model for all of us, obviously, in terms of like jiu-jitsu and whatnot. But man, that dude has helped me out so much with jiu-jitsu and also just with life in general.
Right.
Processing my thoughts.
Yeah,
you know what
man.
I mean? Processing, like, as men, especially a new father, you know what I mean? Like, I just had a baby. He just turned 8 months not too long ago. Like, there's a lot of new thoughts coming in. There's not a lot of the new things that I'm recognizing or I'm seeing within myself. And I know I have to fix it. And sometimes, man, it's
you're working on it, though, dog.
Right. But sometimes it becomes really overwhelming, right? And like Joey, man, like I don't know what it is, but he has a way of breaking things down to obviously jiu-jitsu, or just to relate it back somehow to make me understand. Yeah. And it just kind of gives me that sense of like, yeah, you're right. Like, it's not like, it's serious. Like, you're good. Recognizing it's the important part, you know, but like, man, what he does with his family and with us on the mats and the school, and having that place to be able to just come in and not have to worry about anything else except just coming in and having fun with the guys, and like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, man, it really, like, Carolina Family Jiu-Jitsu, like, they really hold to that name. Like, they really are like a family. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's one of those things that I can't, and it's not like I say it because I train there or anything, man. Like, for somebody that has never trained any combat sport in their life, or any sport, anything ever in their life, I feel like Carolina Family is one of the best schools, if not the best school, to start out with, or even just go into. You know what I mean? Like,
I was thinking about getting a Team Joey Dean Jiu-Jitsu tattoo, dog. I was thinking about that earlier. I'm so locked in with it, dog.
I am, man.
Hey, one thing I wanted to say about him, dog, like, everything you said is I totally agree with, but dog, he watched eBay and like bid it on the mat for me, dog. So I was doing a podcast with Xavier.
Yeah.
Right? And he did that. It mean the world to me, bro.
Yeah.
I paid him back.
Things like that, man.
Of course I paid him back. Like, you know, because you imagine if I'm going to pay them back, dog. Like, like, how do you approach somebody that can kill you if they owe you money? You know what I'm saying? Like,
cool thing about Joey, I shouldn't even, I mean, yeah, Joey, but I feel like just anybody that actually is really in the game, man, like really in the fight community, has been in it for a while, has any kind of skin at all, and like understanding there's levels to it. I feel like those guys are usually the most humble. You know what I mean? Like, because at the end of the day, it kind of goes back to what we were kind of talking about before about like the humility and like the accountability. You know what I mean? Like, and not wanting to have conflict. You know what I mean? Like, that's one of the reasons why I train so much, is because I hate conflict. Yeah. So, you know, if you, I feel like if you really, like, if somebody really had to approach somebody like that, like, it probably wouldn't go the way they would expect it. They would probably be super calm. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't know. I always think about it this way, man. Like, if you take somebody that's never trained before and then you go ahead and take somebody that has trained before, that person that has trained before is probably going to be the one to walk away first than the person that has never trained before. Because that person that's never trained before feels like they have something to prove. And that person that has trained knows what they're capable of. And at the end of the day, they know what the outcome is going to be not good for that other person, typically, right? You know what I mean? Like, that other guy has a puncher's chance. Yeah. Everybody always has a puncher's chance. But, man, my dad always said, in a street fight, the street always wins. Yep. In a street fight, the street always wins.
Always a flawless victory, dog. Yeah. Always.
Yeah. So, like, for real. And, man, I always think, like, if I was to ever really have to get in a fight in the street, I would walk away before I really had to do it. But if they were leaving me no choice whatsoever, like, there's so many things in my head that I feel like I would be afraid of, honestly. Like, I'll admit it, like, that person might have a knife in their back pocket and I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm so used to training with other people that don't have, right, like, you know, they fight, they train. So, but if I get in a fight with somebody on the street, bro, and I'm doing what I typically do on the mat or whatever, the chances of that guy being able to reach behind his back and grab a knife and pull it on me is probably pretty low. But you never know.
Now, earlier when I said flawless victory, I was thinking in terms of, like, when you hit the pavement.
Oh, yeah, no, like, for sure.
You could die hitting the pavement.
Well, exactly.
Now with street fights, if they got a weapon, dog, like, that's a whole nother level.
But like you just said, like, unless you really had no choice and it became a self-defense situation. But, like, if you're just at a bar drinking with your buddies or whatever, and then somebody gets loud with you, and you train, and you take it upon yourself to go and give that guy what he deserves or what you think he deserves, and he gets hurt, dog, all for what, 2 minutes?
He might got family.
He might have family. You might have kids at home that you might have forgot to even think about because you've been drinking. Yeah. Whatever, bro. Like, you know, I've been in my fair share of, like, you know, fights at parties and stuff, man, and I'm blessed to have not been hurt or have hurt somebody. Yeah. Like, I mean, I've choked guys out, put them to sleep a couple times, but, like, I did that on purpose because I know, like, I don't want to do that, you know. And this was back in the Army, back when I was drinking heavily and partying a lot. But, like, and it was just a bunch of college kids, like, frat guys that want to, like, try to have something, you know.
Yeah, man, I've been into a couple scuffles, dog. But I never like conflict. I never like to fight, dog.
I hate it, man.
I would walk away from it.
I hate it. Yeah, and I think it stems a lot from, like, my childhood and stuff in terms of, like, seeing conflict. You know, I just mentioned my dad. And I'm sure this is probably one of the questions, like, about childhood or something.
We ain't even got started on the questions.
I know,
I'm
man.
loving
yeah,
this,
no,
dog.
I know. Sorry, man.
Keep going. No. We can do another one, dog.
I'm gonna take a sip.
Bro, you good, bro? I'm trying to tell you, we good.
But dude, like, you know, I was raised in a household where, like, my dad, at a very young, one of the youngest memories I have of like one of the times my dad actually like talked to me, like sat me down and like had a conversation with him and told me like where I messed up as a kid. I was probably maybe 5, 6 years old. My dad was a Marine. I say was because he passed away this in May of last year. But
my condolences, bro.
It's all good, man. It's all right. But dude, like my dad was super strict, right? Like he would make me stand in like position of attention and like talk to him that way. Like I was in the military, and like, you know, he was heavy drinker and, you know, abused like prescription drugs and stuff every once in a while. But man, like one of the biggest things that I realized growing up was the way he thought you got respect from other people is by intimidation. And that stemmed a lot from, I think, his childhood, his military experiences, what he went through. You know, we're all human, bro. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, yeah. And it took me a long time to forgive him, because I didn't understand a lot of what it's like to have a kid, you know? But after I had my kid, it kind of made it all come together, make sense a little bit more. Made it a little bit easier to forgive him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Not making excuses for him on anything that he did was necessarily right or justifiable, right? But man, like life is hard, especially when you already have your own demons that you haven't taken care of yourself, and then you get the responsibility of taking care of another human being that is helpless.
That's real talk, man.
It's tough, man. So like, for me, when my dad passed, it was May 12th of 2025. And my son was born June 5th of 2025. So when my dad passed, I was grieving, you know, I was still grieving up until the point my son was born. But, and you have kids, so you understand this.
I have one daughter.
Right. So you have 8 kids. So
one and done.
Right.
But like I told you earlier,
I was about to say, I don't want to bring that up. That's you to bring up. But
no, I was just saying, go ahead. I might bring it up later.
So look, so what I was getting at is, when my dad passed, I think it was maybe a day or two later, my fiance went into early contractions. I thought my baby was coming. You know what I mean? I thought my son was being born. So like, I'm sure you remember that adrenaline of like it possibly happening, right? Like, so long story short, man, like I never really had a full chance to, I feel like I never really had like a full chance to actually like grieve losing my dad, because there was so much happening. Like I just had a kid like a month later, you know what I'm saying? And so what I'm getting at though is like after he was born and I started taking on that role of being a father, like there still are so many questions and things that I wish I could ask my dad. You know what I mean? And like, that's one of the things that fuels me today on trying to be the best version of myself possible, or working towards the best version of myself possible, or holding myself to the highest standard I can, because I want to be the person I needed when I was a kid for my son.
That's so powerful, dog.
Like, because now that I don't have my dad, or like I don't, and like for everybody listening, I could sit here for hours with you, bro, and explain to you what the background and the story and why it's, you know, the communication. I didn't see my dad until September of 2024, for the first time since freshman year of high school, I hadn't spoken to him, but maybe, 3 years before I went down and saw him in 2024. So like, you have to understand, like, there are huge gaps within these timelines of when I wasn't talking. And I'm not going to get into the whole details on why that happened, but like, man, time is like, to me, the most valuable thing that we have. And when you have a kid who is relying on you and wants you, and then there's questions for that kid to be answered, and then he doesn't get to, like, that can eat at somebody, man. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that have that exact same feeling. We've all lost somebody. Yeah. We all have somebody that we miss. We all wish there was a phone number to heaven to be able to call that one person. You know what I mean? So, but for me, man, like, I had that kid, man, and it flipped a switch for me. Like, after seeing my father in the condition that he was when I went down in September, this was a man that, to me, was a superhero. He was huge. Yeah, my dad was a very strong person. Like, he was maybe 5'9", 5'8", 5'9", but a tree stump, just huge. You know what I mean? I'm genetically blessed, and a lot of it comes from him.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. But man, like, before he passed, like, he was in a wheelchair. Like, he ended up having a hip replacement surgery, and it went bad. His body rejected it. And then he ended up getting sepsis, and it put him in a wheelchair. Like, he was bad, dude. For 5 years, he was restrained to a wheelchair, right? So when I went down to see him for the first time since freshman year of high school, I'm a grown-ass man now. I've been in the military. Like, I've been doing my own thing for, like, this is my first time my dad's seeing me, his son, as a grown man. You know what I mean? And, like, when I went and saw him, dude, like, you could see the defeat. You know what I mean? Like, you can see, like, he kind of just was done. And what I'm getting at is, it's all pattern. You know what I mean? It's like, he got to that point because he chose other things over getting himself help. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
And whatever those reasonings might be, whatever he went through, now it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Because he's gone.
Right.
And sorry, that was my alarm.
Are you good?
But like, when you sit back and think about it, he had plenty of opportunities to go help himself and get himself help. But it's addiction, man. It's demons and addiction. And when you go ahead and put somebody on a path that didn't go their way, or whatever the case may be, like, it is up to them to fix it. And if they don't, all the other ripple effects of everything else after, they don't realize the effects. Like, they don't understand that at that time, right? But when I saw my dad that first time, he saw how much he missed out on. I know he did. So, it put into perspective for me, like, everything has a cause and effect. Like, there's a ripple effect for everything that you do. Mm-hmm. So for me, I'm 29, about to be 30 in June this year. And I just had my first kid, right? So, like, for me to see my father in that condition and then think he was only 62, 63, right?
Yeah.
Dog, that leaves me about 30 years until I'm at that point, right? Like, at that time.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is, like, if I don't try to live, like, to the best of my ability for my son, the fear, my biggest fear is to like fail my son, right? So like now after seeing my dad go through that and like, you know, the results of alcoholism and drugs and saying things that you don't mean, you know what I mean? Like
I definitely know what you mean, brother.
Like that,
yeah,
that effect carries so much weight, man. Like, and when I got to see it, it made me realize like I am in full control of my life. Like nobody's coming to save me. Nobody's coming to save any of us. You know what I mean? So like, that's one of the biggest things, man. Like we offered my dad to get help and he just never wanted to. So like, that's why, and I'm saying all this to kind of circle it around to like why I'm fueled. I kind of got on this topic, I think, because I said like what fuels me today. Like after seeing my dad and the condition he was, it's what fuels me to be the person my son needs today. Like, it's not just for my son, man. It's for the dads and the moms that are out there that are going through things that don't know where to start. Maybe they do want to be healthy. Maybe they do want to get help. Maybe they do want to fight that addiction. Maybe they do want to change something, but they don't know where to start, but they do want to do it. I want to help those people.
So that's like the concept of first step nutrition.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
Exactly. And that's what I was going to say, man, is like, that's why I started the first step nutrition, because like, to me, if you want change, the first place you have to start is within yourself.
You have to.
You know what I mean? Like, and then again, ripple effect, right? So if you have kids, and I'm just going to put it for just an example for the audience. Mm-hmm. Say you have 3 kids, right? I don't know, 16, 10, 4, whatever the numbers are. Up until that 16-year-old, up until this point right now, has seen you eat like garbage, not really take care of yourself, come home from work, do the bare minimum, whatever. Now that 16-year-old thinks that's normal.
Yeah.
That's the way to do things. Okay? Now, that 10 and 4-year-old is now watching that 16-year-old and also watching that parent. If that parent will go ahead and change it now, by the time that 16-year-old is a 21-year-old, it might have stuck and they might have changed it. It might have. You know, they might change it. They might not. They might just be too comfortable at where they're at now. You know what I mean? But that 10 and 4-year-old, I guarantee you I know the probability of it sticking with them is going to be way higher. So what I'm getting at is like breaking that generational curse, I guess you would say, or that I don't think it's a generational curse. I think it's a generational pattern.
Ooh, okay. I like that.
You know what I mean?
And because, bro, it goes back to accountability, right?
Exactly. And that's the principle of things, the accountability of things.
Bro, that's what I wrote down.
I can't, huh?
That's what I was writing down, accountability, dog, because, you know, we was talking about that before we started, like, recording.
I can't sit here and say I'm perfect. Obviously, right? I've messed up a lot in the past, man. I've said a lot of really messed up things. I've done a lot of really messed up things. I've burnt a lot of bridges, specifically with my family. You know what I mean? Like I guess you would say I'm like kind of the black sheep in my family, in a way. But man, like if there's one thing that I know I got right, it's my desire and my passion, which is helping people with fitness and just my fitness alone. You know what I mean? Because there's nothing better than seeing somebody have a goal in mind and then 6 months down the road or 4 months, 5 months down the road, that person ends up realizing they achieved that goal.
Yeah.
And then the satisfaction on their face, like the happiness, you know what I mean? And the confidence that comes within it, man. And that's what I think one of the biggest things jiu-jitsu does for people is gives them confidence.
It does.
But man, like...
Gives me confidence.
100%. It gives everybody confidence. You know what I mean? That's what it's for. That's one of the biggest things, I think, in my opinion, of like what jiu-jitsu helps with is like, it gives you the confidence to be able to hold your chin up high and not because you can beat somebody up or you have the ability to possibly beat somebody up better. You know what I mean? But it's the mental aspect of constantly doing something that you know you're bad at.
Yeah.
But seeing yourself get 1% better every time.
Ooh, well, that's such a good feeling.
You know? Yeah. Like that's what I want people to recognize, man. Like you can't expect to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and then have a different outcome. So with people like that want to be healthier or whatever, like start small.
Yeah.
Just start changing your diet a little bit. It's not hard.
Take a walk. Go on a walk.
Go on a walk.
Extend the mileage. And you start jogging.
Or maybe ask for some advice. You know what I mean? Like, I can't tell you how many times I'll be in the grocery store and like I'll see somebody looking at sugar-free, like whatever. Mm-hmm. Cool. Like you're acknowledging that like sugar's bad. That's great.
Right.
But have you looked at the ingredients of what's in that sugar-free stuff? It's still not good. You know what I mean? And that's like
a whole nother rabbit hole.
Oh man, yeah. I jumped over like the part of like
no, you doing
how you know what I mean? But dude, it's crazy when you're so self-aware. Like you're so aware of your surroundings. Like you're situationally aware of what's going on around you. Mm-hmm. And I by no means have it all figured out. I barely have anything figured out. The only thing I really do have figured out is my health, like my nutrition. You know what I mean?
Good place to start. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. But like, man, I don't understand how like individuals can just go through life doing the bare minimum. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I used to, man.
I did too, but I always had that desire to want to do more. I just didn't know where to put it. I just didn't know where to go with it. And one of the biggest things I think that helped me was I kind of cut away from the social media and like the phone, because whether you want to or not, you start comparing yourself to others.
Yeah, man.
And that in itself is like a black hole.
Just fake, false
dopamine
hits,
man.
Yeah,
exactly. And that
it's a distraction.
Yeah, man. So like,
and dog, what is it doing to the kids, bro? God.
Yeah.
I had said something on one podcast. I was like, if you want to like produce a great horror film, just give a child a tablet, take it away, and say action. Seriously, dog. I think that's hilarious, but it's true, man. I ain't saying all kids are like that. And I ain't trying to single out my daughter. She's gotten a lot better about her tablet, though.
But listen, man, like my son is 8 months old, and he already knows, like he likes the phone. And he doesn't. We don't let him. Like, it's not like we're like, oh yeah, like watch a video on YouTube.
They designed it that way, dog. I think.
But like, my phone could be sitting on the couch, and I'm sitting here playing with him, and he'll look over and see my phone, and immediately try to go for it. And it's the only reason is because when it cuts on that light,
it's the light. I was telling my pops about that yesterday because he was asking like, "What is it about it?" I was like, "Well, it's got to be the lights, the way they engineer the lights and how
it's a blue light. It's
blue
just
light, yeah.
It's just a blue light, man. It's dude.
It messes when I sleep at night and all that.
Think about it. When you take a 2-year-old to a carnival, they're looking at all the lights and like,
I'll be looking at them too.
Yeah,
like,
right. Yeah,
like,
exactly, right. But like when you have a little a tiny square that is in front of them, and they just see it lighting up, and
it's magic.
And then they touch it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They touch it and it moves, and like, dog. Same thing with the remote. He sees me grab the remote for the TV and turn it on, because I'll just like to have the background noise when I'm cooking or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
But dude, like, if you try to give a kid a tablet before bed because you maybe want to eat dinner, whatever, and then you go ahead and try to put that kid back to sleep, or have them go to sleep, bro.
Yo, have you ever seen the movie Gremlins?
Mm-mm.
You ain't ever seen Gremlins? It's the same kind of concept, dog. Really? If you give a gremlin like water, or let water touch them after a certain time, they start like multiplying. And like it gets crazy, dog. Yeah, you like 10, you 10 years younger than me, dog. That's insane. But dog, man, you need to check out Gremlins, dog. It's a classic, dog.
So, but I mean, there's research behind like what blue light does before bed. 2 hours before you go to sleep, if you sit there and stare, like if you lay in bed and stare at your phone before you go to sleep, research stuff, like there's so much research out there that shows it messes with your REM sleep and your melatonin and all that, dude. So like, and I'm guilty of it, right? Like I'm not sitting here saying I don't scroll before I go to bed. I do. Yeah. But I'm also not waking up in the morning wondering why am I so tired? Yeah. I know it's because I went ahead and stayed up on my phone. I was watching YouTube or, you know.
And then I got a nicotine pouch in.
Yeah, like exactly. I fell asleep with my nicotine pouch in, whatever. Like,
I gotta figure it out. I'm so addicted to them joints, dog. I really am.
I think it's
a lot better than smoking cigarettes.
I was about to say, I think it's just the fixation of like having something.
But these outs taste good as hell, dog. You ever had an out?
An out?
Yeah,
no.
ALP?
Have you ever had a clue?
Nah, I'm gonna get one here in a little bit if you don't mind.
Yeah, no. Actually, let me get an out now because this one's kind of spent.
Right. Same here.
Yeah,
you can get like half of that now.
Huh? Oh yeah. Here, bro, you can just honestly, we can just because my drinking. What we got here?
That's not like my favorite. My favorite one is the blue and white joint, dog. But they good.
Refreshing chill.
But yeah, man, Out is not a sponsor, so yo, they be having dog. You hadn't went up to fight for it yet, and watch one of the fights at the Grady Cole joint, dog. Grady Cole Center,
man.
Charlotte. Hey.
They just had one. Modern Warrior was just up there, right? They just they kind of mopped the floor, didn't they?
Hey, shout out to everybody up there, dog. I ain't gonna list them, dog. But God, got some straight killers up in that joint. But dog, it's really live, man. To go up there and see them represent my kill like that. Straight professional killers, dog.
No, seriously. Yeah, and it's always a humbling experience, man, to be able to go in there and, you know, because I go in there every once in a while, maybe 2 times a year, 3 times a year to hit their open mat. But man, like,
can I ask you? Let me ask you something before I forget, because we was talking about the chip on the shoulder thing earlier.
Oh yeah.
So I've not come to train in the past because I had something going on that I did not want to bring in.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think that's a good decision, bro. I'm not trying to use it as an excuse, but I don't want to go in there and I'm like chip on my shoulder, thinking about something else. Although typically while I'm doing jiu-jitsu, that's all I'm thinking about. But if it's something on a certain level, dog, I'm not gonna bring it in there and, you know what I'm saying, with you and then, you know what I mean? I don't think that's fair to you or me or the gym. I feel like it would be disrespectful, dog. Like,
how about this? Don't you think you're doing yourself a disservice by letting that's the mental gymnastics whatever that situation is that you're dealing with, are you really going to let that situation dictate and control what Sadara wants to go do?
It depends on what it is. We'll talk about it afterwards. You probably
no, for sure. But like,
I see what you're saying.
I want you to think about it this way, though, man. Is like,
damn.
If you come in and you know you're dealing with something, number one, obviously try to check it at the door as best you can, right? But 2, man, we're all in there for each other. You know what I mean? We're all in there. We're all in there to try to help each other out. So if you're able to, I would say still come in and train. And whoever you're training with, let that person know, hey, man, you mind if we go a little harder today? Like, nah, seriously, because if you came to me with that and you're like, hey, bro, like, I've been dealing with some stuff.
You don't humble me too many times.
I need it. No. But look, man, look, bro, look. No, look.
I'm kidding. I actually love rolling with you, dog. It should be funny.
I was about to say, bro, I feel like I try to float, you know what I'm saying? I try to, and that's what I was going to get to, man. It's like, bro, if you're really dealing with something and you got some pent up frustration or something, you need to take it out. Like, bro, come in there and I'll let you get the work in. You know what I'm saying? I'll just be defensive. I'll let you go ahead and work. You know what I mean? Like, And that's where putting that ego aside comes in. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And again, I don't know what you're going through. Like, it might be something real heavy. You know what I mean? If that's the case,
I'm gonna talk to you
by all means. But bro, like, if there's something that I learned about combat sports in general, but specifically jiu-jitsu and Carolina Family, I always feel better after.
I do too.
Always.
Every single time. Even if I'm like, my arm or whatever, I still feel better, dog. And I come home.
It's that release of like that pent up, that pressure,
bro.
That pressure of life.
Can you think back to when you did? Well, you've done it all your life, basically.
What?
But I'm just thinking back to when I didn't do jiu-jitsu. Like, how did I even survive not getting that stuff off of
drinking?
Dog? Bro, that was such. You talking about a damn deadly cycle, death life cycle, dog. Like trying to battle anxiety with drinking alcohol, which causes anxiety. Oh, that shit's so
man. That's
terrible. But I ain't gonna. I talked a lot about alcohol on the last one, dog. So, man, just living and learning, dog, and moving forward, dog. And back to accountability, bro. Like, because you was talking about like when you got your phone over there, or whatever you're doing, your child's watching you. Like they're literally watching and learning by what every single move you do, dog. And you know what I'm saying? And that's why we got to hold ourselves accountable, dog. Like,
well, that's why like I make it a point when I go out to eat with my girl, or like, you know, when we go out as a family with baby, like, phone stay in the purse or phone stay in the pocket, like, unless it's going off or we're wanting to take a picture or take a video or, you know, something including, you'll never catch me like sitting there just scrolling through Facebook and like I have my family around me. Like, you know what I mean? Now, if she gets up and like goes to the bathroom, is in the change room, whatever. Yeah, maybe. But dude, like, I think trying to stay present is one of the biggest things that like everybody should work on. You know what I mean? Instead of worrying so much about the chatter and like I call it static. That's like outside. Yeah. Man, like just focus on what you can control.
Exactly.
Because that's like.
And that's what I said on my podcast yesterday, though. I was like, man, the reason why I train jiu-jitsu is to prepare myself for the things that are going to come at me from life that I don't have any control over.
Exactly.
No, don't panic, breathe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Let's think about what's going on.
That's why, like.
Yeah, dog, come up with a plan.
Joey says, like, jiu-jitsu helps you on and off the mat.
Yeah, bro.
And it really does. Like, people don't realize, like, the ability to be able to have that adrenaline or that oomph inside you, you know, that I don't want to say fear, but like that adrenaline of you rolling with that person at that time or whatever, and being able to control it and focus and think through it, or like having Ken or William or one of the big guys at the gym, they're laying on top and smothering you or whatever, and being able to look at the clock. I got 2.5 minutes left. All right. Take a deep breath real quick. Like, how do I get out of here? Like that ability to break things down, there is no way it cannot not help you in life. You know what I mean? And, you know, anybody can say what they want about it, but until you do it, you have no idea.
I got to say something about your shirt.
What's up?
I love it, man. You ever mess with, and it goes into what I'm about to bring up, dog, because I get a lot of jiu-jitsu farts. Brain farts.
No, for sure.
While doing jiu-jitsu.
I mean, jiu-jitsu farts is a good term.
Nah, man, I be respectful. I don't release any gas.
I'm saying like when the coach tells you to do something and then you go to try to do it and you're like, wait a minute, what did he just show me?
The weird thing about me though, dog, like I think it's like the ambidextrous thing. I got like a side of me that's like weaker than the other side as far as like me remembering or whatever. So I tried to, like yesterday even, like I was doing we was doing like pulling in the guard or whatever, right?
Yeah,
and I started off on I guess it was Joseph's right collar, right elbow sleeve. And then when I went to the other side, coach was saying I was doing it wrong. Then he was like, oh, you're doing the other side. I was like, yes, sir. He was like, yeah, good job. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah, I'm trying to get ambidextrous, man. I think it's important for us to train equally on both sides, man. But my point was, I do it like twice. Then the third time, I like totally forget what's going, a brain fart. So that's why I've been taking that damn lion's mane. I was going to ask if you ever take it, or do you do anything specifically for your I know like the nicotine pouch is just like a nootropic. It's like healthy for the brain. But is there anything that you take like supplemental wise, as like far as your memory to help your memory?
Man, yeah. I actually take a lot of different supplements. That's why I got the sponsorship at Supreme, because I basically live up there, man. But ashwagandha, I like to take magnesium glycinate.
Okay, you take that at night, magnesium. I take it with D3 at night.
Yep. And then
Ashwagandha.
Yeah, ashwagandha is good. And then yeah, man, lion's mane is actually in my pre-workout.
Oh yeah, what kind of? Well, you can tell me after this.
Well, bro, actually, it's funny that we're talking about this, because before I came over here, I went ahead and took a picture of all my stuff that I take, because I assume like we'll probably end up talking about something like that, right? So, hey, man, you can just look at it. This is so I have my peptides right here on the bottom.
You doing the Wolverine stack? That's the Animated Rage, dog. What's up?
Yeah, dude. So here, I'll just read off.
Matter of fact, I might stop by there and holler at Ty and Sam and Billy today. I hadn't seen Billy. Yeah, I saw Billy a couple weeks ago. I need to re-up on that. I got like one serving left.
Of what?
The stack.
Oh yeah, the TB 500 and the BPC 157.
157.
Yeah, man. FDA just went ahead and approved peptides, actually. So
yeah, they got another program up there, dog, where you can like inject it, like with like doctors' approval.
It's online. Yeah, so you can go online. That's for like TRT stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Nah.
But you can also get like peptides and stuff on there. They got the injectables. I heard the injectables are way better.
Yeah. I might try the injectable peptides. I'm gonna holler at my doctor about that.
But yeah, man. So I mean, you're asking what I take for my brain, like to help me remember stuff. I mean, really just lion's mane, like you said, that's in my pre-workout. Ashwagandha, I take that in the morning, and then magnesium glycinate. So I'm probably butchering this, but I want to say magnesium glycinate helps your nervous system. The cortisol levels naturally lower. And the reason that's important to me is two reasons. One, if your cortisol levels are high, your body's naturally going to retain more fat. It's going to be harder to cut weight. So,
y'all taking notes.
And then also, if your stress levels are high, cortisol levels are high, your immune system is naturally going to just be lower.
That's tough.
So that goes ahead and opens the window for obviously get sick more, right? So chronic disease or illness. So my biggest thing, man, and especially for like you and I are like guys that do a lot of high intensity like combat sport, like jiu-jitsu or MMA or Muay Thai or kickboxing, whatever. If you're training that 5 days a week, 6 days a week, sauna, lifting, gym, work, life, on top of all that, your body is you might not realize it because you're used to it, right? Like you thrive in those situations, but your body, the cortisol levels, your stress hormones are so high, they're spiked, that if you don't maintain that, that's why ice or a cold plunge is so important, right? Everybody thinks it's really just for the recovery of like the muscle or like the joint aspect, but it's not. Yes, it's that, but it's really for your stress hormone and your mind to go ahead and help regulate everything that's going on in there. That's why they talk about it being so beneficial, because it helps, yes, your recovery, but recovery is on a cellular level too. And that's what a lot of people don't realize is like, if you don't have enough electrolytes in your body, you might be drinking a gallon of water a day, but you might just be having water sitting in your body that isn't going to your cells or isn't going to your muscle.
It's not getting absorbed.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's why I wanted to get into like coaching and personal training and stuff like that, man, because it's really simple. It's really easy when you you end up breaking it down.
And now let's not overlook the fact that mental health, this is like some mental health stuff, is connected to exercise.
Oh, 1,000%.
And staying active and taking care of your body.
And that's what I was going to kind of, I'm glad you brought that up. That's what I was going to kind of touch on when I was talking about my dad before, is like, if you focus on like I said, getting better. You want to make yourself better. The first place to start is your health. Once you realize the correlation of what you put into your body to how you feel on like a daily basis, you end up realizing like, oh, like I've been doing this to myself.
To yourself. Yep.
I've been doing it to myself.
Accountability.
Exactly. And instead of pointing fingers and blaming other people around you,
Right.
well, let's look at your diet. What have you eaten? How much protein have you taken in? How much alcohol have you been drinking this week? Oh, I don't drink that much. Well, how much is not that much? Oh, I have, 2 beers, maybe 2-3 beers, maybe 2 times a week, 3 times a week. Okay. Well, that's like 9 beers a week. Multiply that by 4. You know what I mean? Like,
it adds up, man. And
bro, that's 36 beers in a week, right?
Yeah. Then are you getting
That's
sleep?
over a case.
Yeah.
That's over a case.
Yeah. It is.
So then you go ahead and add that up over a month. How much is a case of beer? $20, whatever. So you're
Glad
drinking,
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah,
I forgot.
if I remember correctly, like a case of Bud Light for 24 packs, like $22 or $23, something like that. It's almost $1 a beer or something, whatever. But dude, like $20 times 4. You know what I mean? It's $80. That right there can go ahead and go towards like a week's worth of eating clean for your lunch for work. And I know it's possible because I put a video out on how to get meal preps for under $50 for a week. High protein, low carb, no sugar.
No excuses.
No excuses. Yeah, be consistent.
I love what you're
Show
doing.
up, be consistent, no excuses.
I'm so psyched right now, dog. That shit is awesome.
But look, man, look. I don't want to take away from anybody out there that's, dealing with life, kids, work, daycare, time.
It's a time.
It's a time, right? Exactly. It's time. And you very well might not have a lot of time, but for your health, you have to sacrifice something in return for your own health, right? So if we really look at it, say you have 12 hours in your day,
right?
Okay. Well, one of those hours you want to take a nap. Okay, so now we're at 11. One of those hours is for lunch. So now we're at 10. Okay. 8 of those hours is for work.
And are you commuting?
Exactly. Right. Are we picking up kids for daycare? Are we, you know what I mean? Are we a single parent?
Do they have soccer practice, volleyball practice?
Are we a single parent? Do we,
Yeah, of course I know.
Right. Yeah. I know you know. I know. So,
yeah,
but what time do we wake up in the morning for work? Yeah. Do we wake up right at the last minute, get up, rush around, and make sure we get there maybe right on, okay, let's circle back.
Yeah.
Theoretically, instead of sleeping in until, say, 7 or 8 o'clock, could you wake up at 5, get to the gym by 5:45, work out at 6:40 till 6:45, get home by 7, 7:30, whatever, shower, eat, and then get to work by 8, 8:30. Does it suck? Duh. Of course it sucks. It's not easy. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. Mm-hmm. But how bad do you want that change?
Right.
Because you know what else sucks? Being on that table whenever you're getting your heart operated on and you're possibly going to die at the age of whatever, and your kids have so much more time that they want to spend with you.
And that's selfish because, like you mentioned earlier, the ripple effect, like the chain reaction. Like you got to take in consideration how it's going to affect the people that love you, bro.
Exactly. And then it's also, it's the example, man. You got to set the example. And that's kind of what I was getting at before of like, I don't know if I said it or not, but like that generational, I don't want to say the curse, it's a generational pattern.
It is.
And, you have to be that example. My brother, shout out John, he just went ahead and started his own company called Prime Example Health and Fitness.
Okay.
It's a mobile workout trailer. It's sick, man.
Where's he at?
Right in Fort Mill, South Carolina, man. And his idea is exactly what I was just talking about in terms of life and, not having a lot of time. And maybe you have the time, but you don't want to go to the gym because, you know, you're intimidated. You don't want to be judged or whatever, you know, like that's all fair. But that shouldn't stop you from being better, right?
Right. And if you talk to somebody like Coach Joey,
exactly,
he's going to go ahead and just like
or my
annihilate all those thoughts.
Or my brother, or me. You talk to my brother, and he's going to sit here and tell you his life story and where he started. I don't really want to put all his business out. He has it on there, but dude, he was an alcoholic for the longest time. You know what I mean? Like, alcohol was the way he made it through. It's the way he coped. And he talks about it. Now he's 3 years sober, no drinking. And his thing is functional health and fitness training. Like, so he got this trailer to be able to go and show up at your house. He could pull that trailer up right here in your driveway and give you a full workout, just like a regular gym would, but right here. So now,
I love that idea. So now, tell him I said I love that idea.
No, for sure. I'll put you in touch with him, man. Maybe you guys can go ahead.
Check him out. What?
So, but dude, like, it goes back to what I was just talking about in terms of maybe you have to wake up at 5 a.m. to get to the gym and work out. Well, he's going to go ahead and cut out that 2 hours now that you have to wake up early. Yeah. So instead of you having to wake up at 5, instead you wake up at 6, and he's in your driveway waiting for you. You roll out of bed, throw your clothes on, go outside, get a lift in outside. It's not easy, man. Like, him and I went down, we just traveled the country. Shout out to you again, bro. You went ahead and gave me an experience of a lifetime, dude. He paid for really like everything. In turn to just be there on the journey, right? Help capture that moment for him. So as we're driving back, this is in the middle of January, dude. So, you know, we're driving from Reno, Nevada, all the way back to South Carolina. So it's cold. Like, but he just got this dope trailer. So he wants to go ahead and use it. So we're going out in the hotel parking lot 7 o'clock in the morning, and it's like 35 degrees, and we're lifting. We had to go buy gloves to be able to hold the bars because it's so cold.
Yeah.
But dude, like, that is the hardest part of the day for you. You know what I mean? For me, my hardest part of the day is showing up at jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? I love it. But there are days where I come home and I don't want to do it.
But hey,
you know what I mean?
It's so much worse when like you don't go.
Exactly.
And the class is going on and you just like sitting at the house like, what the fuck have I done? Like,
I'm really big in like your thoughts, right? Like what you put in your brain or what you speak, I think carries a lot of weight. And if you keep telling yourself you're going to do something or you're going to do this or you're going to do that and you don't do it, at first it's not going to seem like a big deal. It's going to be like, oh, whatever. But dude, those are little mental battles that you're losing.
Yeah. It's like you're training your brain to get used to that.
Consistently. Yeah. To consistently be okay with not following through. I feel like that will mess you up so much in the long, like you said, because you're training your brain that's okay. You know what I mean? So like, I've been really big lately into like speaking like good thoughts into me. You know what I mean? Like, what's the big Bruce Lee, right? Isn't that? Yeah. So like one of the biggest.
Be like water. I ain't mean no disrespect. I love Bruce Lee.
No, so like, but at that level, man, like he said one of the biggest things that like, he said there's 3 things you should tell yourself every day. And I'm probably only going to remember like 2 of them. But the number one thing is tell yourself you are the best. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And to me, that doesn't necessarily transpire into like being the best person, like number 1 in the world, whatever. I think you're the best, like you're being the best version of yourself possible.
And you're in competition with yourself.
Exactly.
And that whole concept of getting out of your own way, dog.
Exactly, man.
That's what it is, man.
It's a mental battle. Like, and like you just said, man, like you're your biggest enemy. You're your biggest critic. So like if you tell yourself you're going to go to the gym that day and then you get home from work and you're like, oh, I'm so tired, I'm not going to go. I'll just go tomorrow. You're already lost. You're not going to go tomorrow. You might, but it's not going to be what you think it's going to be. It's not going to be consistent. So, but yeah, man, like, I don't know how we ended up in this. I feel like I'm kind of just rambling, but man,
no, dog, you good. I'm trying to find these affirmations that Bruce Lee said.
I saw
because I used to love, man.
I saw it on
his movies, dog.
I saw it on Instagram.
Because like, I got into shout out to Master Pat, but I got in Taekwondo when I was a kid, and I got a black belt. That doesn't really mean anything, but yeah, I used to love Bruce Lee movies, bro.
Yeah, I can't even find it, but it was what I'm getting at, man. Is like, you know, you got to go ahead and put positive thoughts into your head, and for me, mental health is huge because I went through a lot of, you know, battles. I still do every day, man. Some days are better than others, but if you can channel what you struggle with and put it towards like a positive outlet,
right,
man, I think it would bring so many people to the realization of like they're focusing on the things that they can't control. You know what I mean? Like there's so much stuff in this life, in this world right now that's going on. It's so crazy that people want to, or they think it matters. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to get into politics, but like at the end of the day, dude, it's just like, you can't fix everything. And that's one of the things I always wanted to do is, and that's honestly one of the biggest things I'm noticing about fitness, man. It's so hard is like, I want to help everybody, but not everybody wants help. You know?
I totally agree.
Not
You're saying so much stuff, and it applies to like my podcast and my business, but go ahead.
Wait, you said what?
You're saying a lot of things that apply to like my situation and my business and my podcast, because like I also want to help everybody, but everybody doesn't want or need my help, or maybe they don't see the value that I bring to the table. So I have to not take things personal.
And you know what ends up, and I wanted to bring this up before because one of the things you asked me about yesterday is like anything else I want to talk about, and it's like mental health, but like within that mental health, like within that realm, imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
And what's the other one? Like body dysmorphia, right? Like, but like one of the biggest things, man, is like, you know, if you have this idea in your head and what you think is beneficial for other people, and then you bring it to that person, and like you said, they don't see the value in it. One, maybe I'm just not presenting it well enough for that person to see the value.
That's a good, healthy way to think, yeah.
Or two, maybe they do see the value, or maybe they don't see the value, but either way, is it their ego that's getting in the way of them admitting that they want help?
Maybe a little bit of pride.
Exact pride. Yeah, that's you know, pride kills, man. Pride is I don't want to say pride's bad to have, you know, like I'm prideful of my son. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that's a bad.
I love what you're doing.
You know,
I don't know if you want to say it, but
what?
Like, you know, you see your son, he's family, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
You bring him up to
the
spot.
Yeah.
I love that, bro. Let me go ahead and say this, man. Like I told you this before the recording. I'm not trying to be rude.
No, what?
But like seeing how Coach Joey, like him and his family, man, and like what you doing, dog, like it literally made me think about getting like a reverse vasectomy, dog, and having more kids.
Do it, man.
I'm serious.
Listen,
dog.
if you're if you're already having that thought, and then 20 years from now,
oh, I'll be terrible if I don't. Yeah, I see where this is going.
You didn't follow through,
bro.
with it.
Yeah, dog.
That's going to be one of the things that like
I have to pay attention to my thoughts.
It bothers you. It'll eat at you.
Yeah, it will literally kill me. It probably would.
Yeah, man. Like, and what for the audience listening, like, you know, kind of what he's referring to is, like I said before, I just had a kid, or I didn't. My wife just had a kid. We just had a kid back in June last year. So before he was born, I was really active in jiu-jitsu anyway, right? I was still training. So Joey made it a point, because I made it aware to him, one of my biggest fears is he's going to be born and then it's going to get in the way. Like life's just going to happen and then I'm not going to train anymore. And Joey made it a point before he was even in this world born. He said, dude, bring him. He said, Janae and I, when we were going through training and we had our kids, his professor was teaching holding his kids, and he was teaching his classes while holding his kids. And I trusted him, obviously. I knew it was possible, but at the time, I'm like, how is that going to be possible, dude? Right. How is that going to be something that we can pull off? And then I'm also thinking in my head, kind of like what we were talking about before, like disrupting class or being that guy is holding other people back or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, but that's not what jiu-jitsu is about, in my opinion, man. That's not what Carolina Family is about. Carolina Family is about bringing together everybody to be able to train and be better in that environment. And dude, like, so for everybody, like what I'm getting at is he lets me bring my son in there at 8 months old, and he will literally carry him around during class, and it's cool. It's awesome. Man. It's so cool, dude. It's so cool to see, like, you know, at such a young age being exposed to that. Like, he's already warming up to everybody. You know what I mean? Like, he's making.
He really is.
He really is, man. Like, he gets excited when we walk in there and he sees like Janae and Joey now, and like he knows like I'm gonna get to crawl on the mats. Like, it's a lot of fun, man. And you don't get that at like some schools, man, or some academies. Like, and I get it. It's, you know, it's a business, like, but like just to be able to have that outlet is. It's huge, man.
It's always a way, brother.
Yeah, and I told Harley this because, you know, we have aspirations of wanting to travel the country one day, and, you know, we have like a big 5-year plan, whatever. But Harley's my wife. But man, like, if we were to move, one of the biggest things, and I told her this, one of the biggest things that would hold me back, is Joey in the school, man. Not having that connection anymore. Like, because, I mean, and this is no disrespect to my family if you guys listen to this, but like, I am in a lot of ways closer to even you and I'm in a lot of ways closer to them, Joey, and the guys on the mat and you guys than I am my own family. And I love my family, you know what I mean? But I kind of said it before, like, I'm a black sheep of my family, I like to think. A lot of my thought process and the way I look at things or think about things is different from what they feel, there's nothing wrong with that. But I feel misunderstood in a lot of ways, or seen for my past and not my present.
Yeah.
And being able to have that family at Carolina Family, being able to have them not care about my past and recognize what I'm doing now is so heavy, man. It makes me feel welcomed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It makes me feel welcomed. And like I said, man, I would have a really hard time breaking away from that. Like, one of my biggest goals in life and like aspirations, I told you, is to leave a footprint, a positive footprint, no matter how big or small. Doesn't matter. If I was to leave this earth tomorrow, I would want my name to be carried on as that guy was just trying to help people to be healthier, to be better, whatever.
We got a lot in common, dog.
And, you know, with like Carolina Family, man, like, they, honestly, I forgot what I was going to say. I was going into how they go ahead and they recognize my present. I lost it.
It's all good, dog.
Dang it, dude.
Hey, I'm going to tell you what I got, though. I think these are the 3 affirmations. Because I knew the be water one.
Yeah.
You know, that Bruce Lee said, enter your mind, be formless, shapeless like water. Like, you literally have to do that before you step in the gym, dog. Like, the dojo. Then I am not afraid of the man who practiced 10,000 kicks once. I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times.
Yep.
Get your reps, baby. And the third one says, knowing is not enough. Knowing is not enough, we must apply. Willing is not enough, we must do. So I'm gonna circle back real quick.
Yeah,
back to what you were saying. Like when shit hits the fan, I will text my pastor and call Joey. Mm-hmm. Coach, what we doing? Where we at? Like, what we like? What's going on? We got, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry. I don't mean no disrespect to my pastor. Dog. I love him.
My lump jug.
But yeah, dog. Shit hit the fan, dog. I'm calling Joey, bro. Shit.
Yeah, man. Like, I mean, I was talking about before, like how their family. I'm closer to them, like my own family and stuff. Like, I think it just boils down to, like, we all share like this the same like common ground of just wanting to be better in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And then we also all have life that we're dealing with. So like one of the biggest things that I've learned, man, is it doesn't matter what anybody's going through. Like whatever situation you're dealing with, whatever situation I'm dealing with, neither one of us are able to say my situation's heavier than yours. Either way, it both carries weight. You know, like what I'm saying is our situations might be very different, but the weight could be the same.
Yeah.
If not heavier.
Right.
And even though maybe I see your situation as something that I might think is easy or not as bad, doesn't take away from the fact that that's still heavy for you. And that's where like having that common ground with people to know you're not alone. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like I think that's why people that train float or like mesh so well with the other people that train, because like we need community.
Yeah.
We need like tribe. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like we need that tribal, like, I don't want to say instinct, but like it's in us.
It is.
You know what I mean? It really is. It really like is, if you think about it, like long before we were here, like we migrated as colonies, right? Like, isn't that like villages? And you know, we would
tribes,
yeah, and we would go and settle somewhere else, like, and we would move as a unit together, like, and I feel like a lot of technology today makes it to where we end up being solitary, and I feel like that's where a lot of like people get lost. Is they don't know where to, like, they don't have that other person to kind of lean on, you know what I mean? Like I don't know where I was going with that, but like that's like, you know, the big thing of why I think also training is so important and why I want to get people into it, man, is because I don't care if you've never trained before, try it out and see how much better you get in life. Just health. It
works, man. But when I got my faith in line, dog, and then got back into jiu-jitsu, bro, that's like faith in that jiu-jitsu discipline, dog. I feel like I'm undeniable, like, and unstoppable. Not unstoppable, but like definitely undeniable, because what I got going on, bro, like it's legit. But I get, my confidence, the bravery, just the not caring who I'm talking to and approaching like a CEO of a company or something. Like, you're just a man, you're just a woman. We all have the same basic needs. Man. I'm not gonna be like all nervous about it. Like, and I'm not trying to do a sales pitch, bro. I just talk to people about my vision. Yeah, I'm not trying to sell you anything. That's how
you and I kind of connected on this. Is you and I think it was in the sauna. Yeah, we started chopping it up in the sauna because, like, man, I like to think of myself as like a misunderstood teddy bear.
Hey, can we pause real quick?
Yeah, what's up?
And it goes along with what you said. If you don't mind sharing with the audience, like, because me and you had rolled a couple of times, we saw each other in class, and then that day at the gym, you was like, bro, it's hard for me to kind of like let people in my circle. Yeah. Can you kind of elaborate on that?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting.
That's what I was thinking,
so
bro.
Like, that's kind of what I was getting to. So like, let me think about how I say this. So I said before, I'm kind of like, I think of myself as like a misunderstood teddy bear. You know what I mean? I'm an intense person. I'm just naturally, I feel like that's how I am. I don't try to walk into a room and be that big macho guy. I don't. The way I carry myself is naturally like that. And honestly, I hate it because it gives people a preconception of me. You know what I mean? Like, here's a perfect example. And I'm going to circle back to what you're saying about like why it's hard for me to let people into my circle. But this past weekend, I went to my niece's soccer game. Okay. It was me and the baby. Fiance stayed home, her wife stayed home. I'm walking up to the bleachers. I'm carrying my son, whatever. Sit down with my family. And this older gentleman walks up and he goes, dude, I just want you to know, he said, I saw a big, burly, scary looking man walking up, or a big, burly, intimidating man walking up. And then I saw him carrying a little baby.
And he was talking about you?
And he was like, man, I just want you to know I love it. Like, it looks awesome. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and what he was saying was like, he just, like, he can see that I, like, love my son. Like, I'm enjoying the moment with my kid, you know what I mean? But, like, in my head, I'm thinking, like, why do I look big, burly, and scary? Is it my tattoos? I'm bald. I'm muscular, whatever, you know?
People have their own insecurities, dog. Don't even, you know what I'm saying?
Right. But, like, man, it ends up, what I'm getting at is, in the past, I used to be cool with everybody, everyone, you know what I mean? And like,
shit came back to bite your ass.
Big time, big time. And it wasn't necessarily their fault, it was my fault in a way, because I'll tell you, man, back when I was in school and like in middle school and high school, not really high school, but like middle school, I was kind of bullied. I shouldn't say bullied, but I was kind of like the poor kid, or like I was part of that poor like class.
Was it a lot of verbal?
Yeah, it was just a lot of, I mean, you know, a lot of verbal judgment, and also insecurity of me, the way I was raised, and, you know, just a whole thing of insecurity within myself too. But man, when you're a kid, teenager going through school and public schools and stuff, and you're part of that lower class, and then you see the higher class kids that have like the new car, and they're popular because they got the big house and they can do this, and their parents are fundraising this and sponsorship this and whatever. It puts into your head like you're not good enough, or you can't be something, or whatever. And then you throw on top of like them telling you have to go to college, or like, it's a little bit different now in the way public schools are. Like, they're not shoving college as much down kids' throats. But like, when I was going through school, they would tell you like, you're not going to be anything unless you go to college.
Right.
Dude, I graduated high school with a 1.8 GPA. Like, I kept my grades right where I needed to be, barely, to be able to play football and wrestle. That was it.
Yeah.
And I learned, like, what I'm getting at is, with that being my background, when I started getting older and kind of finding myself a little bit in a sense of like what I like to do, what I'm about, and whatever, it will naturally bring people to you, right? And like I just said, all that stuff from the past, like when I was in school and stuff, all I wanted was just to be accepted. Like, I wanted to be seen or heard, or wanted to be part of the group or whatever, right? So anybody that invited me, or anybody that came into my life, or anything, I would like, they're my boy. Like, let's go. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then I started learning, just because that person wants you to be part of their group, or, you know, you are being seen by them, doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be good for you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, and that's kind of why I brought that up that day in the sauna. It wasn't any disrespect to you, and it wasn't any like way of, it's my own way of like protection.
You have
and
to,
like
though.
coping. You know what I'm saying? And like what I said before, a lot of people see me like I'm a misunderstood teddy bear. I'm actually a really soft person, dude. I'm actually like a very caring, like, I'll give you a hug before I shake your hand. You know what I mean? But not everybody deserves that from me. You know what I mean? Or like, I take that back. Everybody does deserve that from me, but not everybody appreciates that.
There you go.
And some people will take advantage of it.
There it is.
So,
got chills.
and I kind of said that wrong the first time. Everybody does.
Good,
everybody does deserve. Everybody does deserve the best. You know what I mean? Like,
you got your point across. You good,
but
man.
dude, like, so that's why when you first met me, like,
I could tell too, dog.
I was very standoffish just because, one, like, when I'm training in the gym and like when I'm in there, I'm in there to try to make myself and everybody better. But like, if there's even and I overthink a lot, man, but if there's even a sense of like, this person might screw me over or whatever, I'm not saying you did, but like, dude, I put walls up, man. And it goes back to like, when I used to have a really, really big circle, I would try to please all those people within that. And like, dude, I just learned.
You can lose yourself doing that, can't you?
Yes, man, exactly. And like, the people that I bring in to my life, we have to be on the same plane of the long-term goal. The long-term. That.
Yeah, dog.
And that is like, and when you and I first met, you were very open. You're very like willing to talk and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But like, there's just something about me, man, that I have to see it for a while before I actually like start to kind of put those walls down. And I think that's why a lot of people misunderstand me, because I come off that way. But like, it's really nothing personal, man. It's all from my trauma in the past. Right. That's all it is. It's just, it's trauma that I'm still dealing with, or I'm still navigating. And, you know, one of the biggest things I talked to my therapist about, this was years ago, but she told me, you know, Justin, it's okay to reserve yourself or to love from a distance. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. Like, because, man, like, if you go ahead and try to put all your eggs in one basket for everybody, and then it doesn't go the way you expected it to, or maybe that person doesn't reciprocate it, or maybe they don't, whatever your assumption is, or what you think the outcome might be,
brother, the expectations that you create.
That's the word I was looking for.
If you're expecting reciprocation from people, you set yourself up for a world of hurt, bro.
Man, exactly. So like, I like to let my hard work speak for itself. Yeah. And one of the biggest things I used to do in the past, man, was say I was going to do a lot of things, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that, and then not follow through with it. And then I brought those people into my life, and now they saw me not follow through. Right. And now that makes me like look down on myself. So like
it's like we have to set boundaries in our own minds. So like, we don't put ourselves in a situation. We don't allow ourselves to be too vulnerable too fast.
Exactly.
And like all things in life.
Well, you just said right there, vulnerability, man. That's one of the, and that, look, what you just said right there, it really encompasses a lot of what I just said. I suck at being vulnerable. Yeah. In a way, like, I guess I could be hypocritical because I've been saying a lot of things. Like, I've been an open book.
No, but it took you time, and you did the work to get to this point, bro.
Yeah, but also, look, man, like, I trust you.
Likewise.
You know what I'm saying? Like, 100%. I wouldn't like talk about like my dad and like the things I'm talking about with you on this podcast, or even when we first met, I wouldn't be that open about it, right? But it's because you and I have, on a scale outside of this, on a one-on-one level, when it's just you and I in the room, we have spoken man to man to where you and I have shared enough words to really know we're actually on the same plane, or we have the same goal in mind at the end of the day. Because you can sit there and talk with somebody for 20 minutes and they can, BS you or whatever. But after you spend some time with a person and that pattern is consistent, and you start recognizing like, okay, this person really is here for me and not what I have to offer or whatever the case may be, that vulnerability becomes easier. You know what I mean?
And back to your shirt, it's back to my concept of symbiosis, like the relationships that the mushrooms have in the mycelium.
Exactly.
They allocate resources. They work together for the well-being of that tree that's hurt or that shrub that needs more, nutrients. They work together, dog, and that's what we have to do, dog.
Exactly.
Just help each other.
Yeah.
What's going to benefit us both? Like, that's the whole concept, dog. And that's why I like the book that I got up there by Mr. Wally Cathcart, dog. He teaches kids about like planting seeds and stuff like that, dog. And the importance of planting a seed. All you got to do is just water it. That seed has everything you need in it, right?
Yeah.
And the name of the book is Sowing Seeds.
Yeah.
Get it on Facebook. Like $20. Holla at Willie Cathcart is his name on Facebook. I had to plug that, bro, because I love that man, dog. He played in the Negro Baseball League, and he has a farm. He just educates kids. He's trying to get everybody back to that primal aspect of learning from nature and animals, the characteristics of those to survive and just work together.
Everything is...
Be connected, dog.
Yeah, man. Like, everything is like system now. Like everything is... What's the word when you grow up in the system and like you grow up, like you believe like
indoctrinated?
Yes.
For real?
What did you just say?
Indoctrinated?
Maybe. But like when you believe the only way of life is go to school, go to college,
that's
get
it.
a job,
Indoctrinations. Yep.
Like being made to think of a worker and not like living. Like that's why I want to homeschool my kid, man. Like not because I have anything. I mean, I do have a lot against public schools, actually. But, like, not judging anybody that their kid, like, anybody that their kid is in public school. But, man, like, I don't believe public schools are there to really help, in my opinion. I think they're there to make you think in a way of, like, being part of the system, man. Like being, like you said, indoctrinated. Like I used
to be a factory worker.
Yeah, exactly. I used to make fun of homeschool kids, man. I used to be a little bully in high school. I used to be a whatever. So, and to anybody that's listening to this, if I ever had said or did anything in high school like that, I apologize. I'm sorry. But man, I've met so many people that were homeschooled that are my age now, that are so far in life now. And what I mean is like a sense of like mechanics and a sense of like their taxes and like buying a house and thinking long term. You know what I mean? Like and time management.
That's so huge, bro.
There's so many things that being when you go to public school, you're kind of like in jail, man. Like seriously, like you wake up, you get there, like you have to be at a class at a certain time. You get told when to eat, you get told when to leave, you get told what to do when you go home. Like you don't think for yourself. You just get told. It's like the military. That's why when you get out of the military, there's so many guys that have, on top of other reasons from what they did in combat and stuff, but like, one of the biggest things I struggled with when I got out was being able to think for myself. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I just went through X amount of time of when to wake up, when to be here, when to eat, when to do this, what to do this. Like, it's honestly easy. It's really easy. Being in the military is actually really easy. It just sucks because you have to sacrifice missing family, like stuff like that. You know what I mean? But it's the same thing when you go to school, man. And then when you graduate high school, you either go to college or you start working. You know what I mean? And then when you start working, it just becomes a revolving door of chasing that better paycheck. You know what I mean? Instead of trying to think for yourself. Like, I don't know.
It hits home, bro. Back to accountability, dog. And I agree with you.
That's gonna be that's
and Lyric. That's probably the name of the episode.
Yeah.
Because like Lyric just said something. That's my name of my daughter. She just recently asked me.
I like that, man. That's cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Lyrical Miracle LLC. That's the name of my business.
Is it really?
Yeah, the whole journey, dog, is crazy. We'll talk about it. But like where it came from and stuff like that, for
like
real.
It. No, I like it.
Yeah, she was saying something about being homeschooled. I was like, yeah, I wish Coach Janae could homeschool you. Yeah. That would be so awesome, dog.
Dude, I went ahead and I thought about that. I thought about that. That's funny you said that, dude. Because
I really wish. I'm so serious about that.
Because we were, me and Harley were talking about homeschooling the other night, and obviously we have a little bit of time before that time comes. But
you already started.
We have, we kind of have to start. Yeah, you're
already doing it basically.
Yeah, you kind of have to. You kind of have to understand, like, the time frame. Like if you know you want to homeschool your kid now, don't start thinking about how you're going to do it in a couple of years. Like, you got to start figuring that out now.
Right, and also don't use the excuse of I can hear somebody like going against what we're saying. Well, they need to be in public schools to get the social aspect with the other kids. No, they can go put them in jiu-jitsu. That's sports. And they go to the playground. You can't use that as an excuse.
There's so many other, dude. Socialization. You are the parent. You're responsible for getting your kids socialization. So, and the way you can do that, like, for example, going out to eat with your kid, make them order their food. If they can talk, if they can put together a sentence, if they know how to read, even if they don't know how to read, say this, say that. Dude, I've been a server before, man. I'll be patient with a kid that's trying to order their food. You know what I mean? Like, especially if it's a learning time for that kid. Like, there are ways, accountability, man. Like, you got to look yourself in the mirror and realize you are in full control of everything that is in your immediate, like, grab. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not in control if you get hit by a car or whatever like that. I get it. But you can't sit here and tell me socialization for your kid is going to be the reason why you have to keep him in public schools. You're going to sit here and tell me you can't bring him, like you said, to a playground and make them go talk to friends or get them into jiu-jitsu or have them go play for a club soccer team or, dude, there's so many things out there to be able to get your kid that socialization. Like, there's Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts or
and
church.
And I want to say this because I've talked to multiple people about this. There's a lot of people that's on the same page with us, dog. Like, we got to sit down and talk about starting a program for some kids like this,
bro, you
like for the taxes, to teach them how to do finances and stuff like that, and how to be people, how to treat other people.
That's the biggest one.
How to be actual human beings.
That's the biggest one, I think, in my opinion, is how to treat one another. Treat others how you want to be treated. Yeah, that's how I feel like. I mean, that's how we were. At least I was raised in school. Treat others how you know what I'm saying. Yeah, that was like one of the big sayings. Like, well, Justin, would that be how you want him to talk?
That's
to
a
you?
default for a parent to say to the kid.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. But I don't hear that much anymore. Maybe it's just because I'm not in the schools and I'm not, at that level yet with my kid. My kid's only 8 months old. Like, I don't have to deal with that side of things yet. But, like, I feel like that's not big in today's schools, man. It's like talking about how you treat one another. You know what I mean? Like, maybe it is. Maybe I'm very. Maybe I'm.
She
very
goes
wrong.
to Old Point, bro, and shout out to the vice principal, shout out to the principal, everybody up there, dog. Like, it's like a real village mentality, dog.
Good.
I can't. I'm speaking for Old Point Elementary.
It takes a village.
I don't know about the other schools.
Yeah,
it's all Rock Hill School District 3 in this area, but
yeah.
But yeah, shout out to them, dog. Like, they legit, dog.
They like
for
that?
real, dog.
Yeah.
Like, I go up there. I had to go up there one time about a bully, dog.
Oh, really?
Ooh, let me go. Matter of fact, I'm gonna scratch all that, dog. I'm gonna tell you something. These parents out here, they got these kids that's at school bullying people. You need to like hold yourself accountable and please do something to help yourself and to also help your child, because, dog, like, I got a daughter, man, and stuff be going on. I be getting to the point like, yo, can I meet the parent? Like, I'll talk to the daddy. You can have I literally said this to the lady. I was like, you can have some cops there. I don't really, whatever. I'm not a violent person.
Yeah, not trying to be violent.
But like, I need to talk to this dude or something. We got to figure something out, because this is what's going on. Like,
well, it's obviously something at home, right?
Exactly.
Like, there's
man.
obviously a disconnect.
And it's not and these walls are not perfect, dog. Me and Lyric go through it sometimes, dog. And I love, like, when we come back together, dog, and our bond is ridiculous. I love her so much, man. Like,
that's good, man.
And we're growing together,
just
man.
The way you talk about her, man, I can tell that you're a good dad.
Thank you,
I can already tell, man.
I mean, like, bro, it's crazy.
You just have
you plan on having another kid?
Yeah.
When you get
we want to
get a daughter.
One.
If you get a daughter, I can't wait to talk to you.
That's what we're shooting for, but
bro, I can't wait to talk to you.
Man, that's the thing, man. Like, I was really scared when I was having my kid, obviously. Like, I'll admit it. I was terrified. But man, like, it is the single-handedly best thing in the world. Truly. It really is. Like, there's no better feeling than coming home and him crawling to you, or like her like being excited. You know what I'm saying? Like, but what sucks is how fast it goes, man. It goes so fast. Like, he's already crawling and trying to walk and getting into everything. And I feel like it was just last month we came home from the hospital, and it went by in a snap. And
make sure you're taking pictures.
Oh yeah, for sure, man.
Seriously.
Like, that was one of the biggest things that her and I made a point of. Like, we want to have as much documented. You know what I'm saying? Because
100.
At the end of the day, like, you only get this opportunity once with your kid. And my sister-in-law, Amber, shout out Amber, man. She's awesome. But she went ahead and said this to me when he was first born. She said, "This is the biggest that he's been and the smallest he'll ever be."
Yeah.
Because, and this is like a month or two, like, after he's grown a little bit and stuff. And I already said, like, how big he's gotten and stuff. But when she said that, man, I was like, you're right. Like, I'm looking at him like, this is the biggest he's ever been. But yet, like, this is the smallest he'll ever be anymore. Like, and when I think about that, man, and I'm holding him, like, obviously when he was first born, dude, I could hold him just right here in my palm. Now when I'm holding him, his legs are hanging off my side, and it's not even a year. And I'm like, dude, like,
yeah,
you can't get that time back.
You can't, dog.
You can't get that time back. And I'm not perfect, man. Like, like you said, these walls ain't perfect. Like, our walls ain't perfect. Like, I still have my struggles every once in a while and stuff. But man, like, if there's one thing I can say is seeing your kid recognize what you're doing and like soaking that up and like those patterns and stuff, man, it will make you check yourself real quick. You know what I mean?
Hey.
Like, real quick, man, because it kind of goes back to what I was saying before about the patterns and like breaking that generational curse or whatever. But, and it'll humble you so quick, and it'll make you look in the mirror like, what am I doing? You know what I mean? Like,
I'm gonna tell you what gets me. What? Like, so her mama came down here for a field trip that they went on yesterday.
Okay.
She's in the 4th grade. All 4th graders in the area, they go to Brattonville.
Cool.
Dog, she texted me from her mama's phone, dog. That just does something to me, dog. Mm-hmm. Just off the rip. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's 10 now. She's texting me.
Yep.
She's like telling me she loves me through text, and I just want to cry every time.
What's the conversation like right now with her wanting the phone? Because I know it's happening,
bro. I said, Coach will tell you, dog. I texted him, bro. I was like, so what's the belt system for kids? And I think it was like the gray belt. He was like, do the gray belt. I was like, well, you can get a phone once you get a gray belt.
There you go.
I wanted to get back in jiu-jitsu so bad. Like, she's strong, dog, and like she'd be good at it, man, and just to build her confidence. I mean, you already know all the benefits. Yeah. I really want her to get back into it, bro, but I can't force her to do it, dog. Nah, but what I can do, shout the coach again.
Use that leverage.
No.
Of the phone.
I ordered a mat.
There you go.
Dog, I got to, dog, you got to look up on the way out and look at that big ass beanbag chair I got for her. I got to get it. I'm probably taking it to my parents.
Okay.
And put the mat in there.
There you go.
Because that's going to just make her be lazy. Mm-hmm. And bro, it looks so good. I just want to lay on it. So that's me being a hypocrite, right? Yeah. Like, I'm trying to do something good for her, like for Christmas. Obviously, she wants a damn big ass beanbag chair. She deserves it.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, okay, we sitting in there watching TV, and I'm looking around like, oh, like, this ain't it. Mm-hmm. Like, let's get this jiu-jitsu mat so I can show her some stuff out so she can protect herself.
30 minutes, hey, bro. Just go ahead and
You remember that? You remember that one day we had? It was no gi, and he told us to bring a old T-shirt. And I don't know if he was there.
I wasn't there that day.
Yeah,
street clothes.
He taught us to jump, dog. Like, it's perfect for a female, dog. Like,
yep.
You can like do like a T-shirt choke or whatever. I can't do the movements right now. I can't really remember. I need to double my dosage on those.
No, it's like I got you, man. It's like a cross collar choke probably or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something, dog. I probably recorded about 25 podcasts now, dog. And this specific one, I do not want to stop.
No, I don't either, man.
Nah, dog.
I mean,
like
how long have we been going now? What
an hour and 50 minutes and
we're
counting.
chilling. No, yeah. I mean, that's
Baby
easy.
girl got piano lessons though.
What time?
3:45.
Okay.
And it's off of Gold Hill Road. Shout out to School of Rockford Mill.
Well, I'll tell you, man.
I just want to say this real quick. We didn't even you mentioned some things that I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
But bro, we didn't even go through the questions.
Yeah, sorry, man.
Ain't this beautiful though, dog?
It is, bro. Just to be able to sit and just let conversation naturally flow. You know what I mean? Like,
man, listen.
It's hard for people. I feel like it's not hard for me. But man, like, this is what we need. We need to talk. And for the audience listening, like, you know, everything that I said and I shared, it's not to be like, look at me, you know, whatever. It's to try to get the word out that whatever you're going through, and whatever you're feeling or whatever you're dealing with, you're not alone. You can get help. Like, yep. And when I say get help, you don't have to go to a doctor or a psychiatrist. Like, community, man. Like, if somebody needs help, or like if somebody's out there dealing with like some type of battle or something, yeah. Like, this is a no judgment zone for me. Like, you can give me a call and I will talk to you, whatever. I'll give you my 2 cents and try to help you the best I can. You know what I mean? Like, because like mental health and, you know, that is really big. One of the reasons is because back in 2021, I went to rehab for suicide and alcoholism. And one of the biggest things that I dealt with is I felt like I had no purpose. I felt like I had no direction. I felt like I didn't have anything in life. You know what I mean? Like, I was going through a crisis, whatever. Long story short, man, like, I used fitness and health and what I had at hand to try to turn it around to the best of my ability. And that's why, one of the reasons why I really wanted to do this with you is to try to get that word out there, man, is to let people know, like, no matter how big or small you think your problems are, it's still a problem. It's still something that's carrying weight on you. And the best way to get that out is to talk to other people and realize you're not going through it alone.
Everybody going through something.
You might think you're going through it alone. You might feel like you're alone, but that's because you're not talking. You're not letting it out. You know what I mean?
You're trapped in your own thoughts.
Yeah, and it's like a prison, man.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a prison. It's
like it's hell.
It's a hell. It's literally like a hell. And if you don't give somebody the ability to mold that key or to make that key to unlock that door for you, dog, and what I was going to say is, like, one of the biggest things I learned about, like, my journey with, like, mental health and stuff is a permanent solution is not the answer for a temporary problem. You know what I mean?
That's deep.
Like, no matter what you're going through, a permanent fix is not the way for a temporary time. It's just a glimpse. It's a blink in the grand scheme of things. You know what I mean? Like, I was talking about my dad and how he passed at 63 or whatever, and it's only 30 years from now. You know what I mean? But man, like, there's a lot that can be done within that 30 years. You know, there's a lot that you can change, and there's a lot of impact that you can make. It might seem like a long time to some people. To me, that does not seem like a long time.
Just trust the process.
Exactly. 1% better every day. And that's what I want everybody to hear, man, is like, show up, be consistent, no excuses.
No excuses.
Like, I don't care what you're going through. If you want change, make it happen, man. You're the only person that can do it.
And them be the worst people, because I did it.
Yeah.
Like, not making that initial step to actually make a change inside myself. So I'm just sitting around complaining.
Making excuses.
Talking to my coworkers about this and that. My family members,
Yeah.
calling my cousin, like, bro, I'm tired of this job, blah, blah, blah. So you got to take responsibility and accountability. Make the change inside yourself. And that way you can spread that jiu-jitsu mind virus around. Or like,
it's not even. Yeah,
well, I was gonna go down a little laundry list. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, as far as me and what I'm doing, I'll just, like, work together with people, love each other, respect and love.
Yeah.
Like, I had a dream. Like, I had a dream about it. Like, a guy, I said on my last podcast, we gotta go, bro. But like, I had a dream, And there's one twin, like I think it was God in the dream came to me as Will Cox, right? And just was hitting me with respect and love, giving me instructions. Just go out in the world, respect and love, respect and love, respect and love. And here we are, bro. Like, look at what's going on. And I'm gonna tell you something too. I'm also helping myself, dog. I realized that yesterday was First Sergeant Fidel Bird. Bro, I had texted him later on. I was like, yo, that conversation helped me so much. Because we talked a lot about being parents and raising daughters and stuff like that, dog. Later on that evening, my daughter admitted that she did something. Like, she was like in her room on her tablet. She knew she was supposed to be, dog. She told me. I was like, thank you for telling me.
Yep.
You're not mad? I'm not mad, baby girl. Just don't do it again, okay? Because you know it's wrong, right? Yes, sir. Okay, we good.
Yeah.
Dog, that conversation that I had with him, like, literally, like, healed me. It did something. It turned something on
to
me.
If that conversation didn't happen, that situation might have gone.
It might have, dog. Because that tablet, dog, that tablet is a problem.
Yep.
And I ain't the only person. I'm not the only parent that will say that.
No, trust me, man. I know people in my life that, you know, they give their 2-3-year-old tablet when a brand new iPad. You know what I mean? Like that. That's their way of parenting. You know, I don't have any. I can't say anything against, like, if that's how you want to parent your kid, whatever. Do I agree with it? No.
Right.
But who am I to sit here and tell you that's right or wrong?
Bro,
you know
and then, dog, you're blessed, bro. You got a wife. Y'all together, right?
Yeah. Shout out to you, baby. Harley. You.
I want to say Miss Quinn so bad. I'm sorry. I love Harley Quinn.
My last name's actually Ettell, man. So we're not even technically married yet. But she will be an Ettell. She'll be a Harley Ettell. But man, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now if it wasn't for her.
That's beautiful, dog.
I give her all the credit in the world, man. She supports me more than anybody in my entire life. Like I can't even begin to tell you some of the things that she's helped me through and got me back up. You know, she's seen me at my worst, and she's also seen me at my best. Hopefully that best will get better. You know what I mean? But man, like, if it wasn't for her, dude, I don't know where I would be. Honestly, I really, it takes a strong woman. Behind every strong man is a strong woman, man. Yeah. Or behind every successful man is a strong woman. You know what I mean? Because there's been plenty of times where I'm sure she was probably wondering what did she get herself into. You know what I mean, man? Like I told you I'm not perfect, so, but I love her to death, dude. She's literally my number one fan.
That's why they call it Amazing Grace, dog.
It really is, man.
Oh, God is amazing, dog. I'm trying to tell you, dog. Like where we are now.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, man. I know we got to wrap it up here soon, but you talked about calling your pastor. Where do you go to church at? Where are you?
Sanctuary of Life Outreach Center.
Where's that?
It's over there off of like Finley Road. It's about 7 minutes up the road.
Is it?
You know where that QT is up there?
Yeah.
It's off that road right beside.
Right by TJ's restaurant.
Yeah.
Restaurant?
Yeah. It's you going up Cherry Road. You branch right there by that little building that used to be Finley Road Elementary School, but then they changed it to like a military like training facility for a while.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. The right veteran. I know what you're talking about.
But yeah, so shout out to Pastor CT Kirk.
Well, I was asking because I've been wanting to get into a church, man. I got strong faith. Like I pray almost every day, but I don't have like a church that I go to.
But see, you got that wrestling class. That's why I ain't been. Because the day that I was planning on coming, that's the day y'all canceled it, and then you started that Sunday. But I've been going to church with my mama.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So, but dog, I'm gonna tell you something. What I've learned, like going to church is great.
No, for
fellowship with like-minded people and everything absolutely. Like that, dog.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Like, if you in that word and you got that relationship with God, with Christ, dog, like He with you wherever you go.
Exactly. Yeah,
he definitely on that mat in there, dog. Like when you got me in the chokehold or something, dog, and I'm about to like tap. God, He in there, dog. Or when I'm struggling, dog. That's why I say I like to do the struggle in the sauna, dog. Yeah, I feel like I get closer to Christ, dog. Like just in there struggling, because like He suffered. Like
try not. Yeah.
There's a connection.
Try not to pass out.
Yeah,
in the sauna, bro.
Hey, so you gonna do another one?
Yeah,
We got to, bro.
yeah.
No, I really enjoyed it.
I feel like I held you back from the questions, man. Like,
bro.
This
This is how I wanted to be. I mean, I like to have certain questions, especially if it's somebody such as interesting as yourself, dog. Like, I wanted to talk about the motorcycle situation. You should ride motorcycles, right?
Yeah, bro, that was a big.
But we can't get into that.
No, for sure.
Not no disrespect.
No,
I gotta go. Come on, baby, man.
No, you're good. No, you're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. But listen, man, I just want to say I appreciate you having me on here and giving me an opportunity to talk about, you know, myself and my life. And I appreciate you saying I'm an interesting person, man. That's a big compliment.
Look how I'm looking at you.
I don't really look at myself like that, man. Like, that's,
I find the beauty in stuff, like the imperfections, dog. That's what I'm looking for, imperfections, bro.
Yeah.
Because nothing's perfect in life.
Right.
And your story is so inspirational, dog. Like, I don't know. Because I got this camera. Like, I want to do like a documentary on you, dog.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it. I'm an open book,
we can sit down and do
so
some
like,
amazing stuff, bro. Like, I'm so excited about the future. I got so much to look forward to.
Bro,
I love my family. I love my jiu-jitsu family, dog. I love my church family. I love everybody. It's really amazing what's going on out here, dog.
Can you have more than one person on here at a time?
I got 4 mics.
You got 4 mics? We need to.
Technically, I got 6.
We need to get my brother on here.
What's up, cuz?
What's up, John?
Christopher A. Jennings.
LJ, let's go, bro.
You got to meet my cousin. I was telling him about you.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Let's go, bro.
Like, me and him, we.
You said your cousin?
Yeah. I don't want to say Batman and Robin. I'll say we both Batman. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Robin's cool though too, man. What's wrong with Robin?
Holy smokes, Batman. All right, that's it. I might have to cut that out. Hey, thank y'all for listening. Please subscribe. Tell them how to get on your page on Instagram and
stuff.
Yeah,
man. It's at First Step Nutrition. So number 1 ST. Or number 1 step nutrition.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man, if anybody ever needs any kind of help, any nutrition guidance or anything like that, just hit me up. You know.
Hey, what you got going on? Like, so when you're competing, how are you getting that documented?
In terms of
like to get the good footage of it.
Man,
for like your promotion side.
Yeah, so my wife typically records for me, but
she got like a cell phone?
Yeah, it's just on the phone, man. Like,
what you trying to do, dog?
Yeah, what's up, man? That's
we'll figure something out,
bro. I really want to go ahead and create, like an actual. You said a documentary. That's really funny. You said that.
But I was saying I could record you in your matches. I'm gonna compete one day probably, but not right now.
Not probably. You will.
Yeah, I got to get a few more stripes on my belt. Literally.
Nah.
Dog, you know what I was thinking? I was like, dog, I'll be 67 years old with 1 stripe still.
Bro, listen, bro. You don't need. You keep holding yourself back, man. You don't need an extra stripe to compete.
No. I'm just saying, dog, just my confidence and everything. I'm in my head about it, but like literally, dog, I don't care. I would have that 1 stripe for the rest of my life. I'll keep coming, dog. Pride aside, ego aside, bro, I don't give a damn. Dog.
I'm a forever white belt, bro. I'm serious. I'm a forever white belt. But
you a beast.
But no, man, seriously, I appreciate you having me on.
Likewise,
it was a pleasure, bro. I look forward to doing it again. I really want to.
Yeah, dog, call your brother. Dog, you know what I could have done, dog? It kind of complicates things. I could have like set this up that you could have like called him live.
I mean, I could.
We might. Hey, if he's not on the next one we do, we'll set that up to get him on the phone.
Yeah, no, that's cool. My brother's awesome, man. He shout out John, bro. He you know he's gone through his own fair share of things, but dude, he's being the prime example.
But hey, you know what I learned in life? Don't you want to be with somebody or be around with somebody that's been through some shit?
Yeah, exactly. That's usually the best. Those people usually have the best character, man. They got the best outlook on things. You know what I mean? Like,
amen.
But yeah, man.
So like back to your brother. That's prime example.
Prime example. Health and fitness. Yeah, if you guys want to follow him on Instagram, it's healthy. Prime example. H&F, I think, if I'm remembering that correctly. But yep, Rock Hill, South Carolina, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Later.
This episode is brought to you by Carolina Family Jiu-Jitsu. It's more than just a gym. It's a community based on camaraderie, respect, and growth. And honestly, the name says it all. It truly feels like family. We come in, we help each other, we push each other, we motivate each other to become better every single day. That's Carolina Family Jiu-Jitsu, rooted in respect, humility, and commitment to growth.